Good morning to our esteemed shareholders. I'm Jeffrey Chew, the Group CEO of Paramount Corporation Berhad. Thank you for joining us at our first virtual AGM. 2019 has been a good and exciting year for Paramount. For this, I'd like to thank our Chairman, Datuk Teo Cheng Kwan, for his wisdom and leadership, and our fellow directors and their ideas, guidance, and support. Our management and staff has also shown dedication to their responsibilities. To them, a big thank you too. In the next 20 minutes, I'll share the 2019 financial result, basically our numbers, what we have contributed to them, and the way forward, including how we handling the COVID-19. Before I go into the details of the financial results, let me point out firstly, Paramount had two businesses in 2019. That is property development and education. In line with the Malaysian Financial Reporting Standards, or MFRS 5, our financial results for 2019 are presented in our income statement as continuing operations and discontinued operations. Let me first touch on the discontinued operations. Our education businesses has been classified as discontinued operations following the completion of the divestment of our tertiary education business and also the execution of the SPA to divest our K-12 education business. Also, please take note that a huge gain of the disposal of the K-12 education business was not recognized in our 2019 financial result, as the transaction was still pending fulfillment of condition precedent, including the MOE approval as at the financial year end 31st December 2019. That's for the discontinued operations. Next, continuing operations. All the remaining non-education businesses, activities including property development, in-house construction, mall, co-working space, and also property investment holding tertiary campuses assets are classified as continuing operations. The 2019 comparison has also been adjusted to reflect the similar activities. The 5 years financial summary has also been presented in the same manner. Profit before tax for continuing operations was lower at 88.8 million ringgit compared to the previous year of 110.2 million ringgit, as we had a 43.2 million ringgit gain on the disposal of lots 7 and 9 industrial land at Kota Damansara in 2018. In fact, our core property development business grew 32% on the back of the revenue growth. The two top contributing factors were the sales of the performance of Bukit Banyan in Kedah and Utropolis Batu Kawan in Penang. The strong performance of our property division was supported by a property sales of 692 million ringgit and the higher unbilled sales of 960 million ringgit in 2018. Profit before tax for the discontinued operations, i.e. the education business, saw a significant jump in profits due to the gain of the divestment of the tertiary education business. Our shareholders' funds continue to increase with the retention of some of our 2019 profits. Do not be concerned with the drop in the net asset per share from 2 ringgit 50 cents to 1 ringgit 88 cents because this is due to the increase in the number of shares arising from our bonus issue of 2 for 5. Gearing continues to improve with the enlarged equity base. Allow me to share the many awards and accolades that we have received in 2019. In addition to the many awards for our projects, our chairman, Datuk Teo, was named as the FIAPSI Malaysian Property Man of 2019. Paramount also garnered the Age Centurion Club 2019 award for the highest return to shareholders over 3 years in property sector. Again this year, allow me to show you our share price comparison with our larger peers in the same industry. Although it appears that our share price has dropped by 6.87% over the last 2 years horizon, we have to make an adjustment for the 2 for 5 bonus shares and also the free warrants issued for 2019. Adjusting for that, our real share price as at 31st December 2019 would have been about 1 ringgit 75 cents, which is a 33% gain, plus all the dividends paid. Over the last 5 years, we have paid a total of 47.75 cents in dividends, which is an average of 9.5 cents per annum against the average share price of 1 ringgit 50 cents, which is definitely more than 6% yield annually, perhaps even better than the EPF dividends. Let's review the core operational businesses of Paramount. We are pleased to report that Paramount now has 11 projects with 2 at the tail end. This strategy adopted from 5 years ago to have more projects going on concurrently compared to 2 or 3 in the past. This is to create a diversification of products and also to ensure the sustainability of revenue and profit generation. Over the next 6 slides, you will see the diversity, size, and performance of our 11 projects. 5 of these projects received awards and also accolades in 2019 itself. Up north, we have Bandar Laguna Merbok, the first gated and guarded project in Sungai Petani, with Gunung Jerai as a backdrop. We also have Bukit Banyan, an award-winning hillside township development with the remaining GDV of 536 million ringgit. It is also home to our northern office, Wisma Paramount, that's got a double certification as a green building. Sekitar 26 Shah Alam is also the location of our Collabs Coworking Shah Alam and our Paramount Property Central Office. Utropolis Glen Mary is a result of Paramount's strength through synergy strategy of the property development and education business. It's an integrated master planned university metropolis with residence, a hotel, and a mall as part of its development. Sejati Residences is a high-end landed development in Cyberjaya and is nearly all sold out. It also houses the Chenga House that has garnered both the FIAPSI Malaysian and also the international awards. Greenwood Sala Perdana is Paramount's second township development on a 237 acres of freehold land with a concept of my home, my community. Utropolis Batu Kawan marked our entry into Penang. It's a mixed development located in Batu Kawan, Penang's third satellite city. It's also within walking distance to UOW Malaysia KDU Penang, IKEA, and Penang Design Village. Atwater is an integrated development in the heart of Petaling Jaya. It's designed for both young and old. Residential units has been snapped up and we are looking at applying Green RE and MSC status for our commercial towers. Berkeley Uptown in Klang and Sejati Lakeside were our new launches in 2019. Berkeley Uptown will be a game changer for Klang. The integrated development will include Sri KDU International School that will be open at the end of the year. Its offering includes small units of first-time buyer to garden villas that come with 4 car parks. That's right, 4 car parks. This villa sold like hotcakes. Sejati Lakeside was modeled on a highly successful Sejati Residences, but with more options of design and sizes and is non-strata. One of the unique selling points is the beautiful 45-acre lake next to it. It is also near highways and amenities. Last but not least is the Kemuning Idaman, which is the newest phase of our Kemuning Utama, our first township in Klang Valley. We will be building affordable homes in support of Rumah Selangorku initiatives. Let's deep dive into the operational review of our continuing operations. Our property sales has almost doubled from the 400 million plus level achieved in 2014. 2019 sales was lower due to the deferred launch of our Atwater commercial towers in view of the weak office market, and also the slow demand for commercial properties at Sekitar 26, Greenwood Salah Perdana, and Utropolis Batu Kawan. Our average take-up rate is modest at 73%, with the unsold units of 105 million ringgit, mainly made up of commercial properties. For 2019, our contribution to our sales was more diversified, coming from 10 projects compared to 2018, where we had 3 hero projects of Atwater Residential, Utropolis Batu Kawan with IKEA in the vicinity, and Greenwood Salah Perdana. Our Bukit Banyan Township project in Sungai Petani was our bread and butter, continued to break sales record at 144 million ringgit for 2019. This year, 2020, we will have 6 launches with 1 new project at Kemuning Utama Shah Alam, a high-rise residential apartment named Arena. We are in the midst of getting authorities' approval for a piece of land at Section 14, Petaling Jaya. It is a transit-orientated development project with a GDV of 800 million ringgit. This is a JV with Menteri Besar Selangor Incorporated, MBI, where we won the bid via a tender. During the negotiation of the divestment of our tertiary education business, we managed to retrieve this land from UOW, which is expected to be handed over to Paramount for property development within 2 years. Another good location for residential project. Finally, we took our baby steps to venture overseas by partnering a Thai property developer in Bangkok. This project is located at a prime location in Bangkok. I stayed in Avani Hotel, just opposite the project site. The standard room rate is 600 ringgit per night. Unfortunately, the timing of our launch is hampered by the COVID-19 pandemic. We believe the project will gain traction in the second half of the year. 3 new collapse locations were launched in 2019. Indeed, it was a hectic year for our Executive Director, Mr. Benjamin Teo, who has worked tirelessly to make this happen. We added nearly 80,000 square feet in our portfolio, making Collabs Coworking the largest homegrown co-working brand in Malaysia, the fastest growing too. Utropolis Marketplace continues to grow with new tenants like Mr. DIY, Camp 5, Glen Grocer, and the new Nasi Kandar restaurant. The activities organized at Utropolis Marketplace enjoy strong participation from both young and old. Since the tertiary and the K-12 education business have been divested, with Paramount now holding 35% and 20% stake respectively, I will briefly cover the broad terms of the divestment. We recognize a gain of 25.4 million from the divestment of the tertiary education business after the transaction was completed in September 2019. Going forward, we will only accrue 35% of their earnings. Like I mentioned earlier, we only recognize the gain on 460.6 million ringgit on the K-12 education business divestment in the first quarter of 2020, as the transaction was completed in February 2020. Going forward, we can only enjoy 20% of the earnings of K-12 education business as an associate. In short, our remaining interest of 35% and 20% in the tertiary education and the K-12 business will continue to provide us recurring investment income. Moving on forward, we will continue to focus on an integrated property development with a new segmentation on senior living, wellness, and childcare. With a laser-focused approach on property development, we can now pursue overseas expansion with regional projects, starting with Bangkok over the next 5 years. We will continue with our asset monetization strategy, especially relating to the education assets. And this can be used to support our expansion of our core businesses. As the world shifts from the brick and mortar to an online landscape, Our digital transformation journey will include venturing in digital businesses such as Open Learning Limited. The unprecedented MCO due to the COVID-19 pandemic did not cause long-term damage to our franchise, but it did create a temporary setback in sales and production for 2020. Businesses were managed pretty much on a BAU basis, with more engagement with the board and the chairman. We adopted McKinsey's 5-step approach during the MCO to navigate our way through the crisis. We are very concerned about the availability of foreign workers when we resume work, especially the risk of workers flying back to Indonesia due to no income and food. While we offered rental waivers to Utropolis marketplace tenants, we managed to offset them with renegotiation of service contracts, optimization of energy usage, and scaling down of marketing and promotional expenditure. While the cash flow of many companies are under severe stress, our worst-case scenario situation is an envy of many, especially with the conclusion of the K-12 education transaction, just 30 days before the onset of MCO. The health and the safety of our employees, customers, and partners are utmost important, and we are taking all the necessary precaution steps to shield them. We are also adopting split operations and backup location as part of the business continuity planning and to ensure that we can weather another MCO if that should happen. During the MCO, 18 members of our senior management engaged in vigorous research, deliberations, and online workshops to reimagine the new norms for post-COVID-19. We see both risks and opportunities in the short term and the long-term horizon. We also studied the possibility of government reforms in post-COVID-19 era, preparing ourselves for new opportunities as well as also new challenges. In addition, I'd like to share some of the positive updates in our marketing activities during the MCO and the outcomes. We are very much heartened by the response to our priority campaign and also our online survey results. We see business moving faster in the days ahead. With that, I'd like to end this presentation. Thank you for your attention, and again, thank you for your confidence in Paramount. We look forward to your continued support.